Yeah, there.
All right. Good job. Okay. So we can get started with our today's class. Before that, we will do our prayers. Can you all do prayers with me? Or just unmute, okay? Om Ajnanathimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavani Pashaita Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sorry kids, just a minute. Yeah, I think we can get started now. So do you all remember, I think till 23rd verse we happen to see, and today we will just move on to the next verse. But before that, I'm going to make you all answer my question and answers, okay? So there is a distinction, I told you, right? What is being talked about? What does the mind say, and what does Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra say? Okay, I'll be asking questions, and you have to identify is whether mind or whether it's the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra or something like that. Okay. So, okay, Manhar wants to answer now. Okay. I'm going to give you a scenario. Okay. Okay. So, yay, we don't have any class today. No Bhagavad Gita class today. What is it? Where is it coming from? Manhar.
Mind. The mind.
Mind is like, yes, we don't have class. We can relax, make more Legos. We can do this, we can do that. Okay, that is the mind. Manhar got it right. Aditya, you know what? I'm not interested in going to anybody's house today because we have Bhagavad Gita class, Bhagavatam class today.
Would that be the soul?
That too in person. I'm not going to go anywhere. Appa. Please
soul?
just don't disturb me. Is it the mind or
No.
I'm just asking you, is it the mind? Is it coming from mind or is it Guru, Sadhu and Shastra?
Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra.
No, understand the scenario now. Okay, you don't have to rush and give me an answer. So now the scenario is, oh, you know what? I'm not going to miss the class because it is in-person class and I don't want to go out. Even if my friends are coming, I'm not interested because anyways, after Bhagavad Gita class, we get to play. So that's okay. I'm going because it's in person and I love Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Where is this coming from?
Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra.
Guru, Sadhu and Shastras. Good. Okay, Govind, your scenario now.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, Radhika Mataji is not yet come. I'm getting anxious. I want the class to be started immediately. I'm getting really restless.
The mind.
Anybody else wants to contribute?
No, that's not the mind, the senses.
Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra.
Yes.
What?
Because you're getting anxious because I'm not coming on time. I mean, the sense you're so eager to listen to Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and you're mixing an association of a devotion. So this is good thing, right? Whatever is anukul or whatever is favorable for devotional service, then that is Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Whatever is unfavorable, that is coming from the mind and the senses. All right. All right, Neve, do you want to try? Neve?
Yeah.
You want to try? Oh, good. I like to turn my video on because that way I like to listen and be absorbed in the class. What is that? Hari Bol, you're on mute.
I forgot.
You forgot. Okay.
Govinda.
Aditya?
And Govinda. That's
I
also
come.
Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra.
Yes, because you're trying to turn on your video just to be attentive in the class. Okay, Manhar now, then Govinda. Manhar, are you ready?
Yeah.
You are frozen.
Manhar, your question is, see, you know what? The teacher is just going to ask me question, what is your realization? So I'll just make that one point noted, and I'm not going to listen to any further points in the class. Whatever is being discussed, I'm not going to worry much because I've already noted down my realization point.
That's the mind.
It's the mind. The mind is
Yeah,
just
because
making you not to
that's
listen
how
much.
I know, because Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra will say, hey, you need to make a good explanation, because like the mind will just say, hey, just say one point. That's okay.
Yes, one point is not enough. We need to understand more and more about Krishna, right? Why only one point? That's what Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra would say. Yes, you're right. Okay, now Govinda.
Yes.
Like one day my mind was saying, become a devotee after 1,000 years.
Oh, yeah, the mind
but I
will
didn't
say,
listen to
become a devotee after 1,000 years. Why
But
not?
I didn't listen to him.
Yeah, you're right. So we need to be really careful, right? The mind is playing so many tricks. Okay, Govinda.
Yeah.
This particular incident, I mean, this girl, she just is overdoing whatever. I mean, she's just irritating me. She's just not at all a good girl. Why is she doing this to me? I don't understand. What's her problem? I don't understand. The mind. She just is exaggerating and making you think so hard about an incident, right? That is mind. Hmm. Okay, very good job. Next, Aditya. You know what? Today I'm not going to listen to my parents, no matter what. I'm just not going to listen. What? Mind. Yes, absolutely. Mind. Okay, so you all understood this exercise, right? It's very, very interesting. Once you identify who's talking to you, then you will know what is good for you. Are you able to understand, kids? Isn't it making your life better by knowing, okay, who's actually talking to you? Is it your mind? Is it your senses? Sometimes the senses will also speak. I'll give you an example, okay? And the senses will say, okay, let me walk to that place which is prohibited to go. Maybe that place is prohibited to go, but your legs are taking you there. So this is what senses can do. And sometimes the tongue is craving for some things, right? I told you on Ekadesi days, tomorrow is Ekadesi, by the way. And so if your tongue is craving, it might want a rasagulla or whatever, it's not supposed to be taken, gulab jamun, whatever. And it's not supposed to be taken on an Ekadesi day, it will crave for it. And that is how the senses drives a person. And sometimes the eyes also, right? Eyes will watch for things that are not good. Some YouTube videos, some kind of music which is not good for your ears. When your ears are asking for non-devotional music, where is it coming from? It is coming from the senses. Okay, it is not Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. It is the senses. Sometimes it is the mind, and sometimes it is the senses. And that way, you are being degraded on and on and on. Right? Okay. Are you able to understand, kids? Very clear distinction. The senses, the mind, and what else? Senses, mind, and Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Are you clear with this concept? Then we can move on to our next verse for today. All right. Very good job. I love your interaction. It was amazing. Okay. And okay, so let's go on to the 24th verse. Go to Veda base and pick up the 24th verse. And just read the verse. Aditya, go and read the verse for me, please.
Which verse?
24th.
Okay.
And the translation.
Yeah. It's not loading for me.
You're not okay. Manhar, go ahead. Between if it's loading, please just do it. Just don't waste my time. Go ahead. Anybody?
Second chapter, right?
Hmm?
224, right?
Yeah, 224. Yes.
Yes, it's loaded.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Accedoyam adahyoyam akledyo sosyevacha nitya sarvagatastanur achaloyam sanatanaha.
Translation.
This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
Wonderful. That is what is today's verse. We are going to talk about. So we saw that soul was indestructible, and what happens is by the process of death, which is inevitable, what happens is you change dresses, but the soul never dies. And today we are going to see the soul is actually bulletproof, fireproof, waterproof, windproof, and also time-proof. Can you believe this? How many proofs we have for the soul? Who remembers? One by one. First, Manhar, go ahead. Tell me one. The soul is?
The soul is undestructible.
Okay. Aditya.
What verse do we go on, Veda?
It's immovable and insoluble.
Okay. So, Govinda?
Is immortal. Is you cannot be slain when the body is slain.
Yeah. So I told you it is bulletproof. It is fireproof. It is waterproof, windproof also. And finally, time-proof. Over time, see, for example, we have our gadgets, right? We have our various gadgets, mobile phones, laptops, somehow or the other, they say it is waterproof, right? They just put it on the ad saying, okay, this is waterproof. But there is always a deep fear within us that this is going to be destroyed. Whatever things we have in this material world, we have that fear that that is going to be destroyed. Even though it says waterproof, over a period of time, the durability and the longevity of the things are not so much. Isn't it? That effort with human existence, I mean, if you look at it, all the things around us, soldiers, for example, they wear bulletproof armors. If you go on to the war, they don't want to be attacked by the bullets. So in order to protect them, they wear those kind of armors, bulletproof armors. But again, with the time, they become vulnerable. So nothing in this world can be time-proof. Can it be time-proof? Okay, they say waterproof, but for how many years? Maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, okay, 20 years. But after that, the durability and the longevity of those gadgets go away. Right? And look at this guy, the soldier. He's having a bulletproof jacket. Then he is also vulnerable with time. But the soul is bulletproof. Whatever you do to the body can deteriorate. The gross body can go away. But the soul that is there in the body, it is bulletproof. Okay. And if you try to destroy this person with the fire, then that time also the soul never dies. Right? And then it is waterproof also, windproof also. With time also it doesn't deteriorate. So this is the characteristic of the soul. Okay. So we need to direct all our thoughts and all our ideas from matter to spirit. Why? Because that is the essence of our identity. So Aditya has an eternal relationship with the Lord. Manhar has an eternal relationship with the Lord. It could be Sakya. It could be Madhurya. It could be Dasya. We really don't know. We are like orphan people who are out here and not knowing what our relationship with the Lord is. Aren't you eager to find out what our relationship with the Lord is? Understanding that there is indestructibility of the soul. Right? So this list actually is just not exhaustive list. Okay, we are just talking about 5 things here, being bulletproof or fireproof or waterproof, windproof, and saying, and it's also time proof. By saying this is not an exhaustive list. With time, everything deteriorates, matter is destroyed, but nothing can actually tear down the soul. It is time proof. So when we seek security in eternality of spiritual existence, that is the soul, then we actually stay very focused, and when we understand, okay, this is the loving relationship I have to establish with Krishna, then what happens to our life? We become satisfied, right? In that manner, we become frustration proof also. So many things frustrates us in this material world. But if you just calm down for a minute and think about it, we need to be satisfied. So, why there is a heart attack amongst people? Because they are not satisfied, because there is stress. In the teens, in the youth also, we find so much anxiousness, anxiety in everything. Oh, this is there, that is there. Oh, this guy is scolding me, that guy is torturing me. So much anxiety. But what Krishna says is, if you're going to be absorbed in me, even though there are so many miseries that are happening in this world, no problem. I'm not going to be disturbed by any calamities outside that is happening, because my concentration is completely absorbed in Krishna. Krishna will protect you, and he will take away the fear and anxiety in you, and you become frustration proof. So many proofs we have seen. Can you name some of them? Aditya, can you name 3?
Birth, death.
No. Bulletproof like that.
Oh, I thought you said sufferings.
Proof.
You just said.
No. I said proof. What are the proofs I was talking about? How is the soul?
Oh, like it is it's like you were saying bulletproof.
What else? What are the proofs? It is
Can Manhar say one?
Yes, Manhar, go ahead.
Can I say next?
After that. Yeah, waterproof. Yes.
Then Govinda,
go ahead.
time proof.
Time proof. Okay, we have 2 more. What else?
Then Govinda again.
Okay.
Fireproof.
Fireproof. We said that, I think.
No, we didn't.
And it doesn't exist either, right? So, never mind.
Windproof.
Windproof. Yes. I think we got all 5. And finally, because we are satisfied, we also become frustration proof. Why we are satisfied? Because of the lotus feet of Krishna, because of thinking about Krishna, because of being in the absorption of Krishna. Whatever calamities happen, we are not bothered by it. We stay focused and motivated. Why your parents are asking you to attend to Krishna conscious class?
That's why we
every time
learn about Krishna and go back to Godhead. I'll stay here forever.
But there is also the lot of interim benefits. All parents want you to be happy. And by listening and coming to Krishna Katha class, you can be happy. That is also an interim goal, right? I mean, you also need to be satisfied. That is why, see, this satisfaction you can't get. Sometimes the mind is so disturbed and it is thinking about something else, not able to focus in the class. Even though you are there physically in the class, you're not able to focus. Why? Because your mind is taking you. Yeah, the mind is a very powerful tool. It can be in the class, but it's still not in the class. It can make you do that. You can be do a dual performance.
Could be your friend. The mind could be your friend or your enemy.
Correct. Mind could be your friend or enemy. So that's what, if it is taking you away from Krishna, then it is your enemy. What to do? Sometimes it happens.
If the mind makes you listen to it, then it's your enemy. If you make it listen, if it listens to you, then it's your best friend.
So nice. So for that, Manhar, so when you listen to your mind, that means it becomes your enemy, right? And when you actually dictate what the mind should do, that is, you can ignore the mind also. And that is when it actually becomes the friend. If it is guiding you in the bad direction, then take away, come back to reality.
Around my mind was saying just skip it. It'll be done easily. I said then if you're saying that, you're saying it for your own good, but that's not something for my good.
Yeah, that is not something for your good. And so this is what we need to understand. So whatever the mind does to us, it can take away our attention from our class. Is that a good thing? We are just 3 people or 4 people here in the class today, very little strength. And still, if people don't want to listen, then that's a bad idea, right? Okay, anyways, Aditya, just tell what are all the proofs that we said. Repeat it.
Windproof, bulletproof, time-proof, what else? Waterproof, and there's one more I'm missing.
Fireproof.
Fireproof. Yeah.
Yes, fireproof. And you become, by thinking about Krishna, what proof you become?
Frustration proof. Yeah, frustration proof.
Frustration proof. And that is what everybody wants. You have to be, you should not be agitated all the time. Is it good for you if you become agitated?
No.
So
No.
what happens?
Very bad.
Hello? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's.
This
okay,
is my mom. That's my mom name.
Very nice.
Your mom.
Very understandable for kids, you know.
But Govinda, I can take class if Govinda is there. He's so attentive. So that's why I just thought of taking
wonderful.
classes.
I never heard. Very nice.
What a frustration.
You know, a very nice example.
Mataji, what
Wonderful,
verse are we
Mataji.
on
Thank
in
you
Bhagavad
so
Gita?
much.
What verse are we on Bhagavad
Yes,
Gita?
very nice example, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
What verse?
Manar, what did you say, dear?
What verse are we on in Bhagavad Gita right now?
2.24. 2.24. You should not forget this verse. So you should always remember and get it to your mind. Okay, that is why I'm asking you so many questions. And why does heart attack happen? Anybody wants to say? Manar, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Because heart attack happens when people are not satisfied.
Yes, they are in stress and anxiety, heart attack happens. That is
heart
why
attack
when your
can even
parents say,
happen to a baby who was not even 1 year old.
yeah, so that is why when your parents say don't get angry, you should immediately calm down, okay? And not because the blood vessels get agitated, the flow of blood doesn't go to the heart, means it creates it creates a closed thing in the heart, and that way the heart will not receive its blood supply. So immediately think of Krishna and calm down, okay? Don't get angry at any time. Are you clear, kids? Can you all follow this advice that Mataji is saying?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, Govinda
Yes.
said yes. What about Manhar? What about Aditya?
Yes.
Nev?
Yeah.
Good.
I can solve that easily.
I never get angry.
angry really rarely. Now I
You
won't
don't get angry at all?
I get angry really rarely. Now I'll try not to get angry at all.
Really? You're trying, and is it working out?
Yeah.
What do you do when you get angry?
Like I don't get angry very often.
You don't get angry often.
When
What do you do?
When I get angry, I take three times breathe and I calm.
Deep breath? 3 times deep breath, and then you're
Yeah,
done?
I sometimes I do that when I can't score a goal in soccer.
Score a goal in soccer? What do you do,
soccer a lot.
Aditya? What do you do, Aditya?
I just try to calm myself down, to be honest.
Okay, so how do you do that? Like deep breath or
Yeah,
Hare Krishna
yeah.
or something like that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's pretty interesting to learn from you what all you do. Okay, so now can we go to the next verse? Now we understand that the soul cannot be destroyed by any means. Whatever you try to do to the soul, it's not going to work out. I'm sorry. You can't destroy me. That is what the soul says. And let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read the next verse? Manhar, go ahead.
If I get
verse 24.
No, 25, dear. We are done with 24.
Avyakto yam achinto yam avikyaro yam uchyate tasmad evam vidivainam nonushi tam arhasi.
Okay, so that's good. Translation, please.
Okay, so the translation is, it is said that the soul is invisible and inconceivable and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. And what does inconceivable and immutable mean?
Yeah, we are going to talk about it to today's verse now. Okay. Yeah. So this is what we'll be doing. The soul is invincible, inconceivable, immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for this body. This is what Krishna is telling of Arjuna, right? So we will understand what does this mean. I mean, invisible, you can't see, obviously. Inconceivable means we can't understand. How much ever we perceive, try to conceive it, we'll not be able to conceive it. Because this is like mystery, right? How can it be waterproof, fireproof, improof, time-proof? So can you conceive this? This is like all the things that we see around in this material world, they are all not at all bulletproof, not at all fireproof, and sometimes if it is fireproof also it's not time proof. So how can we conceive it? It is difficult to conceive it, right? That is what it means. Immutable. We will also see what that immutable is.
Wait,
And
the
between
soul is the only thing that is time proof? Like on Earth?
yes, the soul is time proof because it is always there for you, eternally there. The soul, even after you go to the spiritual world, it
But
is there with you. You
on
are the
Earth?
soul.
Is it technically on Earth right now, or is it a separate thing?
No, it is there in your body, dear. It is there in your
I
body.
know.
Soul, yeah. The soul is within your body. And it's given life by Paramatma. Because Paramatma is there, the soul has its life. Okay? Without Paramatma, we are dull matter only. Okay? Are you clear?
Yeah.
Are you clear, Aditya? So, achintya, what does achintya mean? Achintya means entirely inconceivable. It simply means it cannot be conceived by our independent speculation. So, we need scripture to understand what the soul is, right? And after we do try to understand also, it is kind of, for some people, it is still inconceivable, right? We cannot conceive the soul by our own endeavors. We need spiritual guidance. With a logical inference, we can think up to a certain extent about the soul. Okay, so we need scriptures to conceive the soul. And even then it may remain inconceivable. If the scripture is not there, if there is no Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada, will you know the soul is inconceivable? The soul is windproof, waterproof, fireproof. All that will we be able to know? No, right? Then how can one how you don't know your own identity? You are the soul, and you don't know the soul is time proof means it's not good for us, right? We need to know about ourselves first. And Krishna is teaching us who we are. It is like an amnesia patient. He forgot everything. This amnesia patient, amnesia? It's kind of a mental problem, right? Where you forget what had happened in your life. And there was also one of the stories that I happened to read, and in that story there was this lady who the parents have taken care of her, and she forgot her own parents. She didn't even remember who is she. She's asking to her own mother and father. She's asking, who are you? I mean, the bodily parents, whoever has given birth to her, she forgot about them, and she's asking, who are you? Why are you coming here? Why are you asking me to do these things? So this person has forgotten. Because of amnesia, she has forgotten who she is. Like that, we also have this problem where we don't know that we are the soul, when in fact we are the soul. And now Krishna is teaching us, you are the soul and you are eternally going to be there. It is just that you are going to change your dresses. Nothing to worry. You will be there. But Bhagavad Gita is going to stay there only for next 10,000 years. So we need to perfect our lives. If we don't perfect our lives in this birth, if we don't try hard, then we're wasting our time. Because the human form of life is so hard to get. And if we are missing this opportunity by saying, oh, I love cars, I love video games, I love YouTube videos, I love good non-devotional music, then where is the time for us to pursue God? Krishna, he wants us, he is eagerly waiting for us. And once you go to the spiritual world, you'll eternally be happy, no suffering, you will never cry. Can you imagine that place? So don't we need to put effort or not? Do we need to put effort or not? Yes? Yes or not?
For a second, I thought the answer was no. So like I was like shaking my head, but then I thought, oh yes.
Yes. Okay. So as we all know, the body undergoes 6 changes: creation during that time, then growth, there is reproduction, there is preservation, there is deterioration, and there is destruction. So the soul doesn't undergo all these transformations. Only the body undergoes these transformations. Whatever transformations, we see wrinkles in our face, or we see we are getting old. Why is that? That is because our body is supposed to deteriorate over a period of time. Over a period of time, we are going to have white hairs. We are going to obviously have some wrinkles in our face. We are going to be looking old. This is all going to happen with time. But the soul is always same. It never undergoes any change. Can you believe that? This is another fact that is being talked about in the purport of Srila Prabhupada. He's saying the soul is never changing, unlike the body, which is undergoing 6 transformations. Are you clear, kids? What are the 6 transformations? Does anybody remember? I told you in a fly, but can somebody say me one?
Wait, you mean the bulletproof and that stuff?
Birth, growth, like
Oh, I
that,
know.
reproduction,
I
deterioration,
understand.
destruction.
I didn't know that. I thought you were
Okay,
saying
so
birth,
can
death,
you all
old age, and
There's
try to
birth.
remember?
There's birth, old age,
No,
death.
not old age. Birth, old age, death. That is not a transformation. Transformation means changes. Meaning,
Okay, then there's growth.
yeah,
And then there's
the
like
creation is also one kind of transformation. Creation and destruction, the transformation that is happening, right? The
how
body
about like
is
white
created
hair
and
and
body is
wrinkles?
destroyed. That is what is preservation. I mean, whatever is there in the body, that is also preserved over a period of time, and that is also supposed to dwindle and deteriorate and destroy.
So preservations, creations, birth,
Creation,
death.
growth, birth and death, you can say. Birth, death, growth, reproduction, where there is offsprings, right?
Then there's growth.
Yeah.
And
Birth.
so
Just
birth,
go in order like
birth, death,
this.
growth, reproduction, and preservation.
Deterioration also. Deterioration means it is decaying over a period of time,
Yeah,
right?
so those are the 6.
Those are the 6. Yes. Manohar, do you want to try? And Govinda after that.
I don't know all of them. I only know birth,
Okay,
death,
no problem. Whatever you.
Wait, I'm gonna try. Birth, death.
So this is 1 second. Manohar. So your mind didn't want to try, and after that it changed its mind, and the soul came into play, and it said, "Okay, let me try for Krishna's sake." See how the transformation happened. Are you able to figure out, Manohar?
So transformation means differences.
Transformation means changes, dear.
Okay. Birth, death. Reproduction, something like that. Destruction. I don't remember the other 2.
Preservation.
Preservation.
Like so, keeping it intact, free from decay, something like that. You just preserve it, right? Preservation. So, anyways, to easily remember, Aditya made that point, right? Birth and death, you can say, then you can say growth. After growth, what happens? You try to reproduce, produce some offsprings. And then what happens? Deterioration, preservation, and then deterioration.
Mataji, first is the creation, right?
Yeah, creation, destruction, growth. Then we have, after growth, we have reproduction, preservation, and deterioration. Okay, try to remember this. Anyways, the point here is that the body is going through all these transformations, but the soul is not at all going through these transformations.
Wait,
It
Mataji,
doesn't
so
change at all.
there's
So
birth,
the
death,
soul-
preservation, reproduction, growth, creation, destruction, and deterioration.
Yes, you got
So
it.
the soul
Yeah.
basically doesn't change,
Correct.
nothing change in the
Exactly.
soul. Like the soul never took birth. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said
Yes.
it is said like neither was there a time when I did not exist, nor you
Correct.
nor all these kings, nor shall there ever be.
Yes. So we are eternally there. And during destruction, what happens is we go to the body of Mahavishnu and we are there and we are preserved for some time till the time creation again starts. So that time we are put into the body of Mahavishnu.
That happens
And we are
every
there.
time when it came from
Mahapralaya. Whenever there is the Mahapralaya time, that time destruction happens, then we go into the body. Okay.
And then
Of
when
Mahavishnu.
destructions happen, we go inside Mahavishnu. Then when the creation is happening, then Vishnu creates Brahma again, and everything like that happens.
Yes, this is what is the understanding. Okay, so we are never died at any point. We are always there. The soul is not created at any point in time. It has always been there. As Manhar said, there's never been a time when it was not there at all. It is always there. Okay, we should not say the soul was created because I'm born now, the soul is created. No, you've always been there. It is just that you've been changing dresses from one dress to another dress. And there is 8.4 billion species that we've been moving around from one to another like that. Okay, are you clear, kids? There are so many questions that will come up as a result of this, but are you clear with the concept that the soul is always there? It is not created at any point in time, and we've been there changing the dresses, and there is this 8.4 billion species, because of which we are able to move from one to another.
Wait,
So we
Mataji,
should-
then how does the soul come? Does it just appear if it's not created?
It is never created. It just goes from one body to another. Like,
Yeah, then
change of
when
dress.
does it begin? When does it begin?
There is no beginning. It is always there. That is what, like Krishna, there's no beginning to him, right?
But
How does
There's
that
no
work?
beginning.
How can it?
It
when
is
is questions
beginningless.
and answers? What
It
questions
is
and answers?
beginningless. Okay,
So
Aditya.
it never starts and never ends.
Yes.
But
yes.
it's still there.
Never. It's there all the time. There's no beginning to it. It is beginningless. And there's no end to
Okay,
it.
it's like infinity.
The
Okay.
soul was
Yes.
there before
Yes.
Brahma.
Are you clear, dear?
Wait, the soul was there
Very
before
good question. It's a
Brahma?
very important. So that's why it can become inconceivable. If not for scriptures, I wouldn't know that I have been existing time immemorial, right? Will I know? Through my own speculation, if I start to speculate and say, oh, you know what? Now only I was created. Just 30 years back, I was created. Like that I may think. But in reality, it is not. Are you clear, dear?
Yeah.
Very good points that you bring about in today's class. These are all important.
When is
Because if you-
question and answer session?
We are doing that, dear Govinda. What are you doing? Are you sleeping? Is your mind telling you to go somewhere? Take a jolly ride? Ta-ta, bye-bye.
Not
We
a
are
jolly
doing
ride, a roller coaster. Our mind
don't-
is like a clown because it tricks us all the time. It does so many tricks, and we say, "Wow."
Correct. It is tricking us all the time. We have to just be alert and focused, right? And if we stay alert and focused,
One
then
day,
we'll be
my
able to
dad said to
identify.
read Bhagavad Gita. Then my mind was saying, "Don't read it; you'll be bored." But I remembered. Oh, the Maya is telling the mind to do it, and then mind is telling me to do it. So I read Bhagavad Gita anyway.
See, Manhar understood the clear thing. Now, see, we will not be disturbed by it because we know that mind is tricking us. Maya is tricking us.
My mind was saying to because I will do a jelly ride, but I say no.
Yeah, you should start distinguishing yourself and start to implement. Okay, let's just stay calm for quite a bit because let's just move on to the verse because otherwise I won't be happy. Okay. So the soul doesn't grow old. Okay, it is not going to die. And Srila Prabhupada, he has explained Bhima and Drona, for whom Arjuna was concerned, right? Arjuna was very concerned. Oh my God, Bhishma and Drona, they are going to die. Don't worry, they are going to get new bodies. They have, they will also get liberated. Who knows? They may get their spiritual body also. So we don't know, because it all depends on what kind of karma you do, right? So with these people like Bhishma, they are good. They can directly go to the spiritual soul. So what is the cause of lamentation, Arjuna? What are you saying? Why are you lamenting? You're just performing your duty. You know the soul is not going to die. It is not going to grow old. There is no transformation, changes that are happening to the soul. It is there always, and it will always be there. Why are you worried about killing your teachers? No problem. Okay, this is your duty. You're doing your duty, so no problem. Depending on whatever karma they have, they will either get a spiritual body or some elevated body by going into a different planet altogether. So there is no need of any kind of
Krishna is
lamentation.
saying it, and he has to listen to Krishna. Because he's God.
Absolutely. See, we have, that is why whenever there's something good, when something is favorable to Krishna consciousness, we should take it. Yes, I will do it. Oh, I'm asked to sing sing before the devotees. Yes, I got the opportunity. I'm going to do it. We should just be waiting for the opportunity, because only through the mercy of the Vaishnavas we will get to go to Godhead. It is very tough otherwise. If we don't do any kind of seva and be dumb, okay, I'm doing chanting for myself. So no, you have to do some service. You have to do some help, some Vaishnavas, right? Some help, any help. No help is demeaning.
That
Okay.
Maharaj was saying,
Yeah,
if you
Manan?
in the temple I went, and the Maharaj was saying, if you only chant, then what will happen? It's like a whole smoke in the kitchen, and it'll take 300 years to get breakfast.
See, do we want that? So whenever we get an opportunity to serve, will you say yes or no? If you say no, that means it's coming from your mind. If you say no, I'm not doing, you know what? My head is paining, hand is paining. You know what? I'm having headache, terrible headache. I'm not going to do anything today. So when all these excuses come, we should understand, okay, the mind is actually trying to become my enemy. I will not allow my mind to become an enemy. Instead, I will try to become friends with my mind.
When they have 6 still, I did the class.
Yeah, see, when you're 6, you still did the class. That is because
Yes,
so,
when
Krishna will help you out no matter what. Okay.
Yeah, before
are you able to understand, Nave? Are you getting the picture clear? Are you getting an understanding of what we are talking about, Nave? Yes, he's saying yes. Okay, good. Okay, so let's move on to the next. I mean, in the sense, so you understood the point, right? It is inconceivable. So it is immutable. What does immutable mean? Unable change, it cannot change over time. There are transformations that happen with the body, but the soul is immutable, meaning it cannot be changed. So we saw it is inconceivable and only can be understood by the scriptures. Immutable means there are 6 transformations that happens with the body, but not with the soul. Then what else? Mannar, you read the translation. What else? Inconceivable, immutable, and anything else?
Invisible.
Invisible. It's not visible. If it is visible, we can do anything, right, to it. But
If
it
it's
is
visible,
not
then
visible.
we can see it, and we'll learn. It's so quick, and everyone will be, or we'll think like, oh,
Yeah.
what's that thing glowing?
So 3 things we learned, okay, in this verse: immutable, invisible, and inconceivable. Are you clear? Okay, Aditya, what does inconceivable mean?
Inconceivable? You cannot like conceive it. It's
Correct.
like you.
Only
it's like
through?
it's hard to explain.
Achintya.
Yeah.
So how can it be understood? If you were to understand the soul, then where can we understand from? Shabda. Through the scriptures.
Shabda.
Shabda through the scriptures is when we can understand, not through our mental speculation. That is what is inconceivable.
Mental
Meaning,
speculation
you
makes it
cannot,
even worse.
yeah, you can't just speculate and say, oh, okay, no, it should all come from scriptures. And that is how we'll be
Last
able to
question and
conceive it
answer.
to some extent, but it's fully not conceivable. Okay, still.
Yeah, because it's like you can
You
really,
need the mercy of the Lord. You
Yeah.
need definitely the mercy of the Lord. And through
you
the
can like
scriptures,
say that, oh, I know that I have a soul, but you'll never
realize
actually
it is taking, yeah, we are the soul, we know it, but we are not yet realized, right?
Yeah.
Because we are still thinking from the platform of mind, body, and senses, right?
yeah.
Till the time we think the soul platform, then we have not yet realized. And what is realizing the soul means? Completely surrendering ourselves to say we are dasanu dasanu das. That mood
And we're
should
not
come
the
to us.
body.
Dasanu, dasanu,
Yeah,
das.
dasanu das is
Servant
what
of the servant of
is the realization. Yeah, realization of the soul, and that can be achieved through devotional service. What does immutable mean? Manhar.
I don't know what immutable means.
Okay, I did say. Okay, Govind, do you know what is immutable? You don't know? Aditya, do you know? I did say this.
Can you repeat that?
Immutable. What does immutable mean?
Immutable is
Mm.
it's like it cannot it's basically like it's same thing as time proof. Like there's
Correct.
it will never end. It's immortal and eternal.
No. Change is what is immutable.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
change.
It doesn't
The
change
six
over time.
transformations happen in the body, but that it doesn't happen with the soul.
Yeah, it
That
doesn't
is
change
what it
over
is.
time, basically. So
Yeah. It is that is what is immutable. Manar, are you clear?
Yeah.
Immutable. And then another thing is invisible. Okay.
Invisible, you cannot see it. It's very
Yeah.
simple.
So what are the
It's
three
not
things?
visible.
Anybody wants to repeat the 3 things?
Inconceivable, immutable, and invisible.
Correct. Those are the 3 points that we learned for today's verse. I mean, and this is all coming from Krishna to Arjuna saying, oh, don't worry, you are killing your gurus, but they are going to get a good destination. They are either going to
They
get
didn't
a
go to
spiritual
Vaikuntha
body.
because they did good things.
Yeah, they did good things. Then why are you worried about killing them? You just perform your duty now. And this is what you need to do. It is coming from Krishna. So it's absolutely valid, right? So this is the connection. Why he's talking about soul is making Arjuna understand these things so that he can go ahead and perform the task of killing them.
They weren't
Okay.
they weren't scared because they weren't scared. I'm killing my grandson. Oh, I'm killing my students. They weren't scared because they knew we're doing our duty and we're doing our duty and we're supposed to do our duty.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. They are doing their duty. Okay, now you can go to the next verse. Who wants to read the next verse?
Manhar?
Manar, you just read, dear. Govinda or Nave, do you want to try? Or Govinda? 2.26.
I don't know this verse.
Aditya, go ahead.
1 second. Varun
2.26.
came.
Don't just get disturbed. 2.26. Can you? Atachainyam nityajatam
Okay, yeah, sorry, Mataji. Varun came.
Okay. Do
Okay,
it.
what verse?
2.26.
Okay. Okay. अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि.
I'm so sorry. Okay, translation. If, however, you think the soul or the symptoms of life is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament. This is what Krishna is selling. So, atachainyam means if, however. Nitya jatam means the soul is always born. Nityam va manyashe vritam. It is always destroyed. Then it is always destroyed. Tatapi tvam mahabaho. Therefore, even then, Arjuna, nainam chochanti, nainam chochitum arhasi. So the point is repeated, meaning don't lament, do not get soka. Soka is lamentation, right? So Krishna, he's talking about some atheistic philosophy that is present at that time, and that philosophy is even present today, where they say life begins with a chemical composition, okay, at the time of birth. And there is chemical, when there is chemical deterioration, life is destroyed. So this is what that philosophy says. So the school of thought reduces life to just a set of biochemicals, right? Which is, he's just trying to convince Arjuna, saying there is this philosophy which is atheistic. Again, even if you believe this life is just made out of some biochemicals, then just it is going to live for some time and it is going to die after some time, because it's the life force, its life is just a set of biochemicals. If you want to think it like that, even then there is no reason to lament. That is what he's saying. Are you able to get an understanding of this? It's a little, I don't know if you get it or not. Can somebody repeat what I said? See, he's just now bringing up an atheistic philosophy just to convince Arjuna. Okay, even if you don't understand the point about soul's eternality and all that, and think of soul to be a bunch of chemicals, what happens? It is born, you are born, and then you die after some time. So everybody goes through the birth and death. If you think that
Isn't he
soul
just
is,
like addressing it though? He's not actually like supporting it. He's just saying, oh, you might think this, but like this, right?
no, he's just trying to convince. Even if you don't believe the eternality of the soul, even if you don't think, okay, the soul is going to be there forever, can you at least believe this fact that everybody dies and everybody has a birth and a death? Can you believe that? Even then, see, everybody is supposed to die also, right? In that case, these people are going to die. So why are you lamenting? Even if you think that the soul is a bunch of chemicals and you are born and then you die, even if that is the case, do you have to lament? Because everybody goes through that, right? So first he was trying to convince him about our philosophy, saying is the eternality of the soul never dies. But he's just coming and addressing Arjuna, okay, even if you don't are not able to understand this, at least you can understand this much, na? All of them, if you think of soul to be a bunch of chemicals, and this is an atheistic philosophy where they just consider this to be a bunch of chemicals and there is life and then there is death to it. But that's not the case. But he's just saying, even if you think that is the case, then also everybody dies, right? So what's the point? Like, these people are also going to die. So why are you lamenting? Are you clear? Aditya or Man, Govinda, can you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, explain what I told you, Aditya.
So it's talking about basically how do you say it? Like even if like it's everyone still dies no matter what, and that's what Krishna was trying to say to Arjuna, like even if he like thinks, oh, the soul isn't even like real, it's just like a bunch of chemicals, still everyone dies, and like that's what Krishna, he's trying to convince Arjuna.
Correct. He's just trying to convince, just saying that either ways they die, even if you think them to be chemicals, when in fact it is not. But that's what atheistic people believe to be. And that philosophy is existing even today. Some
Mataji,
people
is there
have
going to
that.
be question and answer?
Yeah. So final set of question and answers from today's 3 verses that we have seen. So how many verses we have seen? 3 verses, 24 to 26. Okay. The first question to Manhar, are you there? How many kinds of transformations are there in the body?
There are like 6.
Good job. Govind.
Mataji, isn't there 8? I've written down 8.
No,
Including
6.
birth and death. Including
Oh,
birth
really?
and death.
6 transformations.
No,
See,
birth, death,
creation,
preservation,
destruction.
reproduction, growth, creation, destruction, deterioration.
No, birth, death, no. The only creation and destruction, that is only 2. No birth and death. Like that.
So no birth and death. Okay.
Yeah, so 6 of them. That's good. Okay, so next question to Govind. Can you talk to me about the proofs that we talked about? What are the different proofs of the soul? Don't know, I can't hear. Aditya?
Okay, so wait, how many are there? There's windproof, timeproof, fireproof, bulletproof, and waterproof.
And
Frustration proof.
yes, frustration proof. If you
Oh,
are
frustration
realizing,
proof, yeah.
yeah, if you listen to what the soul says that you should do, like Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, if you're guided, the soul will be happy and you will become frustration proof. And that is what you need. You need to be satisfied. That's why your parents sometimes say, go play. But that during that play itself, if you're going to fight and create enmity, then that's not good for you. Okay. So whatever parents say, that's just for you to bring happiness. And we should not misuse it at any point in time. Okay. Meaning we should always stay happy as much as possible. Be satisfied, be happy, enjoy with Krishna. When you have Krishna in the center, you can enjoy your life. All right. So next question. Govinda, are you there? Oh, he's not there, right? Okay. So Nave, do you want to answer a small question?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm not in the meeting.
What is the Sanskrit word for lamentation? Does anybody know? Sanskrit word for lamentation.
Oh, I know. Wait. Just a second.
Nave, do you know? Nave? I did say that. Soul, does it die, Nave? Does the soul die?
No.
Good job. What dies then?
The body.
Wonderful. Good job. You are attentive, dear. Aditya, do you know what is the Sanskrit word for lamentation?
Lamentation. I'm not sure.
Shoka.
Oh, yeah, shoka. Okay. I think
Okay.
it was in Athachainam Nitya Jatra.
That's right.
Nainam Sochito Marhasi.
Correct. So this is what it is. And then, so can the soul be dried up?
No.
It can be withered, nothing like that, right?
It
can be.
fireproof, witherproof, yeah.
Oh, and what are the 3 things we learned about the soul? 3 things. It starts with I.
Oh, I know. Can I say?
Mm.
Immutable, inconceivable, invisible.
Manna, do you want to repeat it?
Immutable, inconceivable, and invisible.
Good job. And how can it be conceived? The soul can be conceived by how? How can the soul be conceived? Through your mental speculation or what? How? The soul can be conceived by Shabda or scriptures. And that is the way we'd be able to conceive the soul. And then also we don't fully realize, only through the mercy of Krishna, we'll be able to understand about the soul and then about the super soul and so on and so forth.
But achintya is inconceivable, right?
Achintya means inconceivable. Yes.
Okay.
So we can conceive it by scriptures, by Shabda, by the mercy of the Lord. Okay. And not through our mental speculation. Yeah. And immutable means the soul cannot be changed. There are no 6 transformations that happens with the soul, but that happens with the body. Okay. So with this, we will conclude today's session. You understand?
Okay.
Be calm, be quiet, and think about Krishna. Do not get angry. All these are the instructions that is all coming from Krishna for your good. Okay. Try to follow it as much as possible. Okay. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Can we do our Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya? Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhugevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Bye kids.
Wait.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you for your attentive listening. And thank you